Hey everyone, stop scrolling right now because I need to talk to you about something you might already be feeling but haven't named yet. There's this shift happening inside you. And when I tuned into the energy around this moment, I got chills. Not because I can see your future, but because of what's present right now in your experience that you may not be fully recognizing. Welcome back. It's Anna. And what I'm picking up on today is the sensation of standing on the edge of something. Not something that's coming, but something that's already here, already shifting, already different. Let me reflect back what I'm sensing. You may notice lately that your relationship with waiting has changed. There's this restlessness in your body, this feeling that sitting still doesn't make sense anymore. Like some part of you knows that the preparation phase is complete, even if your mind hasn't caught up yet. Some people experience this as physical sensations: tightness in the chest, trouble sleeping, an unusual energy that makes ordinary tasks feel almost irrelevant. It can feel like you're going through your daily routine, sitting at your desk or making coffee or scrolling your phone, and there's this background hum of awareness that something is different now. Not tomorrow, now. Let's pause for a moment because this feels important. This reflection invites you to consider, what if the change you've been anticipating isn't actually ahead of you? What if it's already happening and you're living inside it without fully recognizing it? You may notice yourself making different choices lately, small ones, saying no to things you would have said yes to before, responding to messages differently, moving through conversations with a new kind of clarity. These aren't future changes, these are present realities. In some situations, transformation happens so gradually that we miss the moment when we actually became different. We keep waiting for the big shift while standing in the middle of it. Hold on. Let me slow down here because I want you to really sit with this. There's something about your current state that carries this quality of readiness, not preparing to be ready, but actually being ready right now. And that readiness, it creates a certain magnetism. It's possible that people are already responding to you differently. You might catch someone looking at you with more attention. A conversation might go deeper than usual. Someone might ask for your opinion when they normally wouldn't. This reflection invites you to consider, are you noticing these shifts? Or are you so focused on waiting for something bigger that you're missing what's already present? Some people experience a gap between their internal transformation and their conscious awareness of it. The change has already occurred internally, but the mind is still operating from the old story. You may notice moments where you surprise yourself, where you respond with a confidence you didn't know you had, where you set a boundary without rehearsing it first, where you make a decision that feels clear instead of agonizing. Those moments, they're evidence of who you already are right now. Let me talk about what might be present in your experience around money and value. It's possible you're currently sitting with a different awareness of your worth. Not a future awareness, but a present one. Maybe you looked at a number recently, a price or a salary or a rate, and instead of your usual reaction, you felt calm, like you already know you're worth more. This reflection invites you to consider, what if that knowing is the shift, not what comes after the knowing, but the knowing itself? In some situations, the change we think we're waiting for is actually the change in how we see ourselves. And once that internal shift happens, the external world can begin to reflect it back. You might be in conversations right now that feel different than they did a month ago. You might be noticing you're less willing to diminish yourself, less quick to apologize, less concerned with making everyone comfortable. That's not a future version of you. That's who you are today. There's something I keep sensing around movement and expansion in your current reality. Not future travel, but a present sense of possibility opening, like the walls you thought were solid are revealing themselves to be more flexible than you believed. Some people experience this as a sudden awareness that options exist that they hadn't considered before, not new options appearing, but existing options becoming visible for the first time. It can feel like you're looking at your life from a slightly different angle and suddenly seeing doorways you walked past 100 times without noticing. This reflection invites you to consider what opportunities are already present in your life right now that you might be overlooking because you're waiting for something more obvious. You may notice your tolerance for certain situations has shifted. Things you used to accept now feel intolerable. Conversations you used to engage with now feel like a waste of energy. Environments you used to tolerate now make you want to leave. That's not impatience. That's clarity. Let me slow down for a second because I want to talk about what's happening with how you're being perceived right now. There's this quality that some people carry when they're in a state of internal alignment. It's not something they do, it's something they are. And others feel it, even if they can't name it. It's possible you're currently carrying that quality, that you're walking into rooms differently, that you're speaking with a different tone, that you're taking up space in a way you weren't before. And people are noticing. They may not say it directly, but you might catch it in how they interact with you. More respect, more attention, more interest. In some situations, when we become more grounded in ourselves, we naturally become more visible to others. Not because we're performing visibility, but because presence itself is magnetic. This reflection invites you to consider, are you noticing shifts in how people respond to you lately? Even subtle ones? You might be experiencing moments of knowing right now, not psychic knowing, but that deep internal knowing that doesn't require evidence, where you just understand something about yourself or your situation with complete clarity. Some people dismiss these moments as random thoughts, but what if they're actually the most reliable information you have? There's something about your current state that suggests you're less interested in external validation than you used to be. You may notice you're checking less, seeking approval less, needing reassurance less, not because you've decided to stop caring, but because something inside you has settled, has decided, has chosen itself. That settling, that's power. Let me talk about what might be present in your physical reality right now. It's possible you're currently experiencing small improvements that you're dismissing as insignificant. A little more money than expected, a slightly better interaction, a small door opening. This reflection invites you to consider, what if these aren't separate from the big change you're waiting for? What if they are the change, just in its current form? In some situations, we miss our own transformation because we're expecting it to look different, bigger, more dramatic, more obviously significant. But transformation in real life often looks like Tuesday. It looks like making a different choice at breakfast. It looks like not responding to that text. It looks like going to bed early because you're finally prioritizing yourself. You may notice you're currently living with less tolerance for nonsense, less patience for games, less willingness to pretend or perform or make yourself smaller. That's not you becoming difficult. That's you becoming real. There's something I keep sensing about luxury and comfort in your present experience. Not future luxury, but a current shift in what you're willing to accept. Some people experience this as a sudden unwillingness to settle, to make do, to accept less than, not in an entitled way, but in a self-respecting way. It can feel like looking at something you've been tolerating, a living situation or a work situation or a relationship dynamic, and feeling this clear knowing that no, this isn't it anymore. This reflection invites you to consider, What are you currently unwilling to tolerate that you would have accepted 6 months ago? You remain in complete control of your choices here. You can stay where you are. You can maintain the status quo. You can continue the patterns you've always had. Or you can honor what's already shifted inside you. You can act from your current clarity instead of your old conditioning. The power is yours. It always has been. Let me talk about what might be present in your awareness around connection right now. It's possible you're currently experiencing a sense of knowing who your people are and who they aren't. Not future knowing, but present clarity. You may notice certain relationships feel lighter while others feel heavier. Certain conversations energize you while others drain you. Certain people see you while others seem to look right through you. In some situations, when we become more authentic, we naturally sort our relationships without consciously trying to. The ones that can hold our realness stay. The ones that need us to perform fall away. You might be in the middle of that sorting process right now. This reflection invites you to consider who in your current life actually sees you and who only sees the version of you that makes them comfortable. There's something happening with your intuition right now. Not future development, but current activation. Some people experience this as an increased ability to read situations, to sense what's true beneath what's being said, to know what choice to make without needing to analyze it to death. You may notice you're trusting yourself more in small moments, walking away from situations that feel off, saying yes to things that feel aligned, following impulses that don't make logical sense but feel right. That trust, that's already present. You're already doing it. Let me be really honest about something. The energy I'm picking up on doesn't suggest waiting. It suggests activation, not future activation, but current state. Like you're already in the frequency you've been reaching for. You just haven't fully acknowledged it yet. It's possible the only thing between you and the life you want is your willingness to claim what's already true about who you are right now. Not who you'll become, who you already are. This reflection invites you to consider, what if you're already the person you've been trying to become? What if the transformation already happened and you're living in it without recognizing it? You may notice opportunities already present in your current reality that align with where you want to go. They might not look how you expected. They might seem too small or too sideways or too unexpected. But some situations require us to recognize the door we're standing in front of instead of waiting for a different door to appear. Take what resonates from this. Leave what doesn't. Trust your inner knowing about what's true for you. Before we close, I want to ask you something. What's one way you're already different right now than you were 6 months ago? Not planning to be different, but actually already different? Drop it in the comments if you feel called to share. And here's another question. What shift are you currently experiencing that you might be dismissing as too small to matter? What would change if you fully claimed who you already are right now instead of waiting to become someone else? The shift you've been waiting for? It's possible it's already happening right now, in this moment, in how you're showing up, in what you're choosing, in who you're becoming. Not tomorrow, today. Trust yourself with this. Trust what you're currently experiencing. Trust the knowing that's already present inside you. You don't need to wait for permission to live from your current truth. You already have everything you need. I'll see you in the next one. And remember, the transformation you're looking for might already be the one you're living. I don't sell futures. I build architects. Not predictions, just the naked truth for the hard ones. Stay magic. Stay in the now.